they took the brand from him, and he said, well, you know what? I'm going to create brands that people can identify with that can't be taken away from me.
His own product.
Yeah. So he was looking for a gap in the U.S. beer consumption that wasn't really fulfilling the needs of every guy out there. Because if you think about it, man, first time you ever sat back and you drank a beer, and if you snuck when you were a kid and you take a sip,
it was awful.
Yeah, you didn't like it, right?
Yeah.
It's
an acquired taste.
It's a very acquired taste.
The fuck is this IPA shit?
Why does my stomach hurt?
But I'm with you. Yes.
So he ended up in April 1st of 1999. We released Mike's Hard Lemonade to a distributor in Boston, Massachusetts, and it took off just like Not Your Father's did. People didn't know it was like this is before the days of Smirnoff Ice and some of the brands that have completely fallen wayside, like Doc Otis and like Bacardi. Yeah, exactly. Brands that aren't around anymore. So
Zima.
We kind of fit that need, and that was another thing. Yeah, Zima kind of came in after the fact because people loved Zima because of the fact that you could kind of create your own flavors. You had that Nutrimalt base, but I mean, they didn't have a Nutrimalt base, but there was really no flavor. It was almost like a Sprite, and then people started dropping Jolly Ranchers in it.
Right. Yeah.
But then within that, they were starting to create their own space. Yeah. So we started off as, like I said, like this little company. 3 years ago, our goal was to hit 27 million cases. And then last year we came up with a goal for the company was to hit 50 in 5. And we had this huge slide that was super impactful. I'm just coming back from our NCC in Chicago, and they showed the 50 and 5, and then everyone just freaks out because there's this huge explosion. Boom! 65 million and 2.
That's nuts.
Boom.
Man.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, we went from having a goal of 50 million in 5 to hitting 65 million in 2.
It's unreal.
Wow.
So then, so White Claw now has been 3 years.
Yep.
3 years. And so in the first year, what did you guys do the first year, roughly?
Nationally, I want to say we just got up to to 1 million cases.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later.
And then I can speak a little bit more to, like I said, to Virginia. But we're at 550,000 in the state of Virginia right now. We have about 8 states that are already over 1 million year to date on just White Claw. And we just don't know what we could have been had we not run out for those couple
unreal.
weeks.
So,
oh God, I can imagine from an ownership standpoint. He's like,
but there's another
pushing the
thing
fire.
too where you're like,
can you fucking make
but
it
I'm out.
faster?
You know what I mean? But I sold everything. That's like, but it's kind of like we were talking about earlier. It's like having the inventory. It's better to have it than run out. But at the same time,
supply and demand is cool though.
Yeah.
You get that. It's the media following that you're going to get from saying that you ran out, whether it was only for a brief period of time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where you weren't able to get it there for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Like now we all know about it.
Yeah,
we all know that. We all know that White Claw not only
sold out.
Yeah, right. Not only outsold Budweiser, America's beer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And here's the great thing about White Claw that you're totally going to get a kick out of. So we just started adding it to our bar, probably about a month ago, whatever. And we got the mango black cherry combo, and so we ran out of it every freaking week. We just would. And people would ask for it. They'd be like, hey, can I get a mango? Can I get a black cherry? Blah, blah, blah. Now we have every single flavor that you have, and people don't care what flavor we have.
So you just grab one.
They're just like, they'll be like, hey, you got the mango? I'm like, hey, man, we sold out. I'm sorry. He's
whatever.
like, honestly,
Whatever,
fuck it, whatever flavor. So, I mean, that goes back to, like, we were talking about beer. A lot of people are like, hey, I need Bud Light instead of Bud.
Yeah.
You don't have that with White Claw. Now you've got people who are like, just give me a White Claw. I don't care what flavor
Budweiser,
it is.
Bud Light Lime. I don't
That's
care.
incredible. Like, I can't think of
it.
anything.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if someone really wants Bud Light Lime and you don't have Bud Light Lime, they're going to be like, I'll get something else.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, not the case with White Claw. So well done.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
and we're absolutely
crazy.
loving it. But you brought up a great point with the on-premise because 3 years ago, when they came out with this brand, it's like, all right, where do we go with this? No, we're going to go to Whole Foods. We're going to go to Fresh Market. Maybe try to get into some grocery stores, see where it kind of plays. So we went that route, landed those, started seeing good sales. And then we're like, could this be viable in C-stores? So we started looking at our most popular package, which is our 12-pack, and then we came out with a couple single serves, and let's see what we can do in venues. Maybe this is like an all-the-time occasion. So we went up from that, and then next thing you know, locally, just in Virginia Beach's area, we were at like 95% distribution on our 12 packs. You were going into 7-Elevens up and around the oceanfront, and there's 100-case displays up in there, right?
Yeah.
So now we felt like, okay, now we can go after on-premise, which is something that's completely different to our company, because coming from Mike's Hard Lemonade, you don't see too many Mike's Hard Lemonades. There might be some corporate placements like a B-Dubs or things of that nature. But we weren't really doing anything with it, and we weren't really set up manpower-wise to really get after it.
Right.
But then this whole thing just kind of took off, where it's just like everybody's like, I want White Claw, I want White Claw. We started doing events, and we had people that were going through 30, 40 cases a week, and it's just like, all right, this is going to work in on-premise, so now we have to look and see, now we have to set ourselves up for on-premise, have bar mats and bar tools and different things that the different bars are going to want. And then we just, like you said,
like you just said 30 cases a week, and I'm thinking, like, even if that's the only thing the bar sold,
right,
you're still doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Sorry.
So I remember. So you started talking about started carrying White Claw. Was that the episode with Austin? Correct.
I believe so.
I think it was. Yeah.
And then you said that you guys had gotten like 10 cases.
Like 10 cases. You know, just let's see how this goes.
And then the weekend happened.
And then the weekend happened, and we were gone mid Friday night shift.
That's fucking crazy.
But there's still
It's wild.
I feel there still needs to be like an educational shift and that's why I was so happy to be able to do this show, is because we're still walking into bars where they're like, well, I already carry this brand. Right. And I have to look at their beer menu and say, but you also have like 8 yellow beers that are all the same with just different names on it.
Right.
Why is there not enough room? It's better for the category to have. I'm not a hater, dude. If you have drinkers that come in from my competitor's brand, bring them in. It doesn't mean that they can't have White Claw too.
Right.
Or they can't even have opportunity for some other local craft seltzers. If you make a good product, you make a good product. And all from you guys being in the bar industry, all that matters is what's selling, right?
Yeah, and drink what you like. I think we've said that a few times. Like,
the only thing that matters is what the guest is going to
drink. What you like. Don't,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody's here to judge or anything like that. Just
you can do your best at educating. You know what I mean? Your guests that come in, and you'll get probably about a good like 20% return on that. Other than that, the other 80% is going to be from what people know, what they want, what their fucking friend ordered. You know what I mean? What they've been drinking all week. You know what their kick is. So it's kind of the situation I'm dealing with right now with the new bar. You know, we've got a large, not large, it's about 30 different cocktails between lunch, specialty cocktails, frozen cocktails that are just different and new. And they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. I haven't made one or watched one of my bartenders make one for someone that they haven't been like, wow, this is fucking different and awesome.
Right. Yeah.
But then still, like this past weekend, yesterday, I had somebody walk up and they're like, you guys got Coors Light bottles, you know? And it was like one after another, after another, after another. And I've got this whole portfolio where I've got it's 16 beers that are those beers, like the anchors, the ones that everyone orders, the ones that are going to sell.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's when you live in a resort town, you know what I mean, that has transit visitors. Like they want to try a little something maybe different from Virginia, but they know what they like. You know?
But they're still going to go back to their...
Which is the same thing for our locals too, you know? So being down here, you know, my boss is like, hey man, what do you think about bringing in Coors Light bottles? I'm like, if you think we need to do it, let's do it. I've got Coors Light on draft, but I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? This is how like specific it is. I'm like, I've got Coors Light on draft. To me, I'm like, Coors Light on fucking draft. Yeah. Miller Lite on draft, Bud Light on draft. To me, it's all the fucking same thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But some people are like die hard about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like,
I want a bottle, man.
Well, I was just going to say, like, I've never lived in a town where people love their bottles or be able to hold on to something that's a little more firm, whether it's a can or a bottle.
Right. So to bring this all back in is like, you know, there's so much that you could want to do with your menu, but when something sells, it's kind of silly of you as a bar manager, as an owner, as a proprietor, to not just do it. You know, like swimming against the stream is like cool if you don't like to make money. But if, but if fucking, you know what I'm saying? But if White Claw is hot, you know what I'm saying? Then fuck it. Yeah, buy some White Claw, sell some fucking White Claw, make some fucking money. Keep it
super profitable, super profitable.
Put your pride aside and just order the
just fucking do it.
You're gonna make money. Exactly.
Like, god damn it.
And as big as the brand is now, I still walk into accounts where they're like, nah. And I have to just walk away and be like, you know what, man? It is what it is. He doesn't want to make money. It's totally fine with me. Hey, I tried. You know?
It's like, here's my card. Call me when you change your fucking mind.
Still grinds my gears. Still Peter Griffin grinds my gears, but I'm just
people are stuck in an old mindset. It's like our bar ain't gonna sell that stuff. You know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
But things have changed. You know what I mean? It's a better product.
Though. It will sell that.
It'll
stuff.
have to.
That's the point.
Because enough people will ask for it.
Right.
That's just how it works.
Not only that, but then they're going to buy multiples because
Yeah.
of the fact that you can drink so much. It is so sessionable. It does go down so easily,
Yeah,
especially during the
yeah.
summertime. And what's great about what I love about this brand is that I used to be kind of stuck. We used to always think that we weren't stuck in it, but we had this head and shoulders season when it came to Mike's Hard Lemonade, right? You start building up right around May, June, and then July would be like the head, and then
Yeah.
the business kind of goes back down, right?
Right, yep.
Well, with White Claw, it's like January is New Year's resolutions.
I'm
so
drinking
people,
White Claw for Christmas.
see, people are trying to get rid of, try to cut some pounds,
But they still want to drink.
but they still want to drink.
Yeah.
Yep. Then you start coming around to the springtime, starting to get a little bit warmer. And then you start getting to the major holidays. And then right around August, when you think it's going to slow down, all the kids come back. Man, the week before all the kids came back, I did a tour ride of JMU, UVA, and Tech. I was going to accounts and even little independent C stores, but we were walking into Walmarts outside of JMU that were going through 180 units a night of 12 packs.
God.
Units.
That's crazy.
We used to drink like a bitch.
Oh, I bet. I remember the first time going to ODU, I was like, this is a school?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
there's bars
unreal.
across from the campus.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
Like
talking about?
in the heart of
In the
campus.
heart of campus.
To walk to the other side, you have to go
Oh,
by
my
bars.
God.
So,
Yeah. I live over there. Oh, so you have to pass 10 bars by the time you get to your
Yeah.
class. Okay, got it.
And I'm a Longwood guy, so
I'm jealous.
we had nothing else to do out there.
Yeah, but
you know,
drink. Just drink.
But exactly.
Yeah, no, I'd fuck JMU. It's the same thing, you know. Like my girlfriend, she went to JMU. I've been to JMU a fuck ton of times, you know, especially going to ODU and that being like our rival, but not really. It was just a reason to go to the school and
Right,
party
yeah.
like shit.
Oh,
for
when we
sure.
played basketball or football against each other, you know what I'm saying? And that was school. That
Yeah.
was college.
Drinking.
You know what I mean? Trying to balance alcoholism.
With going to class.
Yeah,
right.
with a full load, you know, and lie to your parents and, you know, and make it all make sense of it.
Yeah, I haven't missed a
They're like,
class.
oh, congratulations, you graduated. You're like, fuck yeah.
How, did that just
I
happen?
don't know how.
I'm sorry, the last 4 years.
That was 4 years, sometimes 5.
Sorry, who are you? The last 4 years has just been a fucking blur. I don't. Now I've got to go work.
I have a piece of paper though, so we're good.
Yeah. Oh, man.
What
Love
are these dues that I owe?
On that note, cheers, gentlemen.
Oh man. So
Bad luck. Yep.
yeah. So interesting. That's good. So do you feel that because of the success of White Claw, that the next step, whatever it may be, and that's my next question, like what's the next step?
Well,
But do you think the next step is going to be easier for you to walk into your on-premise and go, hey, look, this is the new White Claw, this is a new thing?
oh yeah. With the amount of innovation that we have coming out this year, I think we're going to continue to be the share leader. Now, don't get me wrong. Big thing about our company is remaining humble. We know that we're lucky to have our distributors. I was talking about to you guys about this earlier. We're still only a sales for about 250 people.
Yeah.
So we're always going to be that David among Goliaths.
Yeah.
Even though we have this huge brand that's called White Claw, that's like the industry leader. You know, we've as a company, we've been the number one growing supplier in America for the last 3 years. With the birth of White Claw and the acceleration that it's had, now we're the number one dollar growth supplier in the entire country.
That's incredible,
right.
man.
With the sales force, like I said, I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it hasn't been easy, but what I love about our company is that everyone that works for our company has the same type of mind frame. We're all the same type of people. We're just go-getters. We wake up every day ready to take on the next thing. And with this explosion, believe me, the target's on our back.
Yeah.
I was going
it.
to say, you're going to be a hot commodity
Yeah.
soon where people are going to be reaching out like crazy, and you're like, actually, I'm too busy because I'm visiting so many other places today.
Yeah, and it's really cool to experience something like this because it's the unicorn of this industry. But for me, it's like what's on to the next thing. Our president had a great statement the other day is that a lot of these guys are going to look at taking something big and just trying to jump into it and just throwing their brand on something that they didn't even put some thought about behind, what type of marketing behind it. Well, we're not even looking at that. Like we have White Claw now, we're going to continue to grow that, but we're looking for the next small thing that's going to be the big thing. And I can tell you guys right now, I think that's going to be e-commerce.
Pink slips.
E-commerce is where everything is going. if there's an account right now, like a local C-store account, that doesn't somehow try to tie in with Drizzly or some type of other mobile app where people can come into their stores and pick it up, then they're going to be losing.
Oh, just you're talking about the efficiency of everything.
Yeah, just this
I'm
is
in and
like
out. I'm in and out.
Yeah, I'm looking for just like we're always looking for that small thing that's gonna be the next big thing. So for us, now we've kind of started tackling on premise. We're gonna have some bigger things there.
Right.
But if